She's rich, honey. She's rich.
So this is what 17 generations, 120 in-game weeks, and like a 30 million simoleon fortune looks like in The Sims 3. And just to give you an idea of how old money they are, there's these little dragon dudes out here, right? With the sculpting skill, you can make these and they appreciate in value over time. This one alone is worth 67,000 simoleons, and the house is filled with dozens of sculptures and artwork that has appreciated over the generations. Honestly, I've never felt more like a peasant.
Because you are a girl.
But let's go ahead and get started with the house tour. By the way, I literally just learned how to paint ceilings in the game, but I recorded the video like 2 weeks ago, so I regret to inform you that the ceilings you will be seeing today are all Caucasian. So there's that. So when you waltz into the foyer, there's this vase from China greeting you. And that vase is here to say, welcome, this family is a bunch of rich colonizers. I think they have like 15 houses. And I said earlier, generational wealth, old money. This chair sculpture is worth 51,000. This other chair, 52,000. This guy is worth 29. Over 100,000 simoleons worth of sculptures just in the foyer. So we're actually going to turn right here, and I just want to show you this first room off of the foyer. So I just have to come out and say it from the get-go. I do hate the boring white and gray minimalist vibes. This house is not that at all. And I'm not judging if that's what you like, but as someone who's lived in studio apartments my whole life that are like basically white and gray, I'm living vicariously through this game. So it was, I think, our 14th gen who was a painter, very prolific, and a lot of his paintings were this neon vibe, I think because he was insane. So you'll see a lot of those throughout the house as well. By the way, when I uploaded this to the exchange, almost all the art my Sims had made, minus a few of the sketches, disappeared. I don't know why, but that's a thing. Going back out into the foyer, the right wing of the house is pretty much just your basic stuff. We have a kitchen in here off to the left. So it's sort of a dark burnt orange color. A little dining room off of this. A sly little fox dude. If you reach the top of the thief branch of the criminal career, you get this statue. And it gives you a moodlet if you view it. But going back through the kitchen, there are 4 kitchens in the house. I know, excessive. I mean, it's everything that's wrong with the world, but whatever. And then through these double doors is sort of like a little party room. We got a double bar in here, a couple TVs. Mr. Rocco is over here jamming out. Again, more artwork. This house is just filled to the brim with artwork we've made over the generations. Some relics and stuff from France, I believe. More sculptures down here. Don't know when in any Sims game you could have 14 Sims sitting together at a table, but if by some miracle it does happen, there's the table for it. So down here at the end, if we go straight through this door, this is, I actually just forgot what it was. This is an office. I do love this sketch back here, sort of giving it that feminine energy. Got a Tiffany lamp. It's sort of basic, probably one of the least decorated rooms. And through here on this side, this leads out to the pool. So it's just an area where they can come in and relax. Got some wicker furniture. And then you can see here, there are 2 doors. This one actually goes into the music room. Drum set, a bass, a guitar. And if you can't tell from the door, this is actually to a sauna. We got 2 saunas in here actually. They use this all the time and I love this item. If you don't know this, your Sims can get fatigued from working out, which means they cannot work out anymore. If you use this sauna, they can recover more quickly and basically go back to working out. I'm not sure if it's exclusive to the sauna. It might work if you take any kind of bath, but they also can add days to their lifespan by using the sauna as well. I realize I'm talking a lot about the design and stuff, but once we get upstairs, I will talk a bit more about the family's history. But through here is the indoor pool. I actually have changed this like 3 times. I really like it being 1 level, but the issue is when they use the diving board, they clip through the ceiling. I don't like how it looks being 2 stories, especially it looks cool from the inside, but from the outside, as a 2-story pool, it's too much. But we got a huge pool in here, some palm trees, this little mermaid statue and some chairs and stuff off to the side. I'm not going to take you out there. There's not really much. Let's go back around. Over the 17 generations of playing this legacy, the one way we've really accumulated so much wealth is just through The Sims 3's real estate system, where basically you can invest in properties, right? Very pink formal living room. And then off of that is a continuation of the formal living room. Again, more statues in here. This is a dominoes table, little Chinese artifact. If you add up all the returns they get from their investments every week, I think it's like 350,000. So we're heading into this rounded room, which is from the outside one of those turret things. And this wing of the house sort of serves two purposes. The first is that it's an area for the kids. We have a nursery over here. And the second is that it is the butler's quarters. But in here you can see all of our valedictorian plaques, big V's only in this legacy. This is basically just a little study, but through here is the start of the nursery. Yes, playpens, a lot of like childish sketches on the wall, which I really like. And then through here is where we have the cribs. In the case of triplets or babies and toddlers, we could definitely add a third. There's room to do that. Through here, I mentioned the butler lives over here. Yes, this is the butler's room. We have the washer and dryer, some relics, paintings, and a bathroom off of here. I'm not going to show you every bathroom, but I think we should head to the basement before we go upstairs. So this is the only building that's not connected to the house. So we're gonna go straight through these doors and we're greeted by two little lion sculpture dudes and an elevator. So let's go downstairs. So when you get off the elevator, there's a hallway, and this is where our vampire lives. Yes, it's also where we store all of our nectar. So there's 3 doors down here. Off of this one is the second kitchen, very dark. A lot of the rooms down here are pretty dark. And then through here is where the vampire lives, and this is the bathroom. This is more like cathedral vibes. It reminds me of stained glass. I really like this, but I actually stole all the furniture from our old house. Back here in the little foyer is the entrance to the wine quarters. It's where the magic happens. This family's been making nectar for a long time. Nectar machine in here, and then I just redid the wine cellar, or the nectar cellar, I should call it, because we had these sculpted nectar racks that we've had for a long time. I wanted them to be in here, but they just didn't match the other stuff in the room, so I made everything else match those. 1.4 million simoleon nectar collection, absolutely wild. And I was just looking before, I think the earliest stuff we have is from week 9, and as I mentioned, we're on week actually now 121. Extremely old stuff. Leo Bouclair, I think he's either a 3rd or 4th gen, I can't remember. A lot of the stuff we've made, some of the stuff we also bought. We got stuff from week 38, week 95, 92, week 74. So over these 17 gens, we've definitely been churning out nectars, that's for sure. So these 2 nectar racks here combined are worth 100,000 simoleons, and that does not include the nectar inside. That's actually a tip. If you ever want to sell a nectar rack, you should definitely take the nectar out first and maybe sell the nectar if you don't want it, or move it somewhere else, because when you sell the entire nectar rack, it does not include the value of the nectar that's inside. But yes, that's the vampiric chamber / nectar cellar. So I want to quickly show you the garage. Up here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars that can fit, and then in the basement we can fit 6. So I guess that's 11 car garage. These are of course custom content. I think I have like 1 or 2 other items in the house that are custom content. Everything else is just from expansions and some stuff from the Sims 3 store. We're back in the foyer and it's time to head upstairs. So we continue with the blue into the second floor foyer thing. As per usual, we have some sculptures up here, and on the second floor is a lot of bedrooms because I did not want to have an issue ever again with running out of bedrooms. I like playing with big households, so this wing is entirely bedrooms, I'm pretty sure. Big hallway. If If you're curious how this family started off, we did start here in Monte Vista, and I believe the first gen was a chef. But she got married and then she died like shortly thereafter. Luckily, she had a daughter before she died, but her husband was like an elder. So I had this really fascinating moment with like basically a teenager who raised herself. And then I think it was the second or third gen where we ended up moving to Sunset Valley. But that was just for a generation. And then we were like, you know, we miss sunny Tuscany and came back to Monte Vista. All the bedrooms up here do have en-suites, by the way. Most of the bedrooms also have these things called antechambers. It's like a room inside of a room, basically. And this bedroom in particular is sort of a tricky one because it is on one of those towers, so it has a weird shape to it, but I guess we worked things out, I don't know. And then the bathroom, we have a ton of beige bathrooms. I sort of got tired of decorating bathrooms. I was like, 15 is way too many. But then down here on the end, it looks like a set of double doors, but it's actually two separate rooms. This one off to the right is, I guess, China themed. It has a lot of the World Adventures furniture from China, but I definitely like how this turned out. Looks pretty cool, very yellow. And then this is the bathroom off of that. This looks like a dragon's eye to me, but what do you see? And then the other door leads into, I think, my favorite bedroom. I don't know why. It's just, again, very busy, which I love, and a very dark bathroom off of that. Heading to the other wing of the second floor. Prior to this family even leaving Monte Vista in the second or third gen, they were already investing in real estate. But when we came back, it was like, okay, we're gonna go hardcore into this. This is the third kitchen. I had a sim who was a painter. Her name was Rosaria, who was the wife of Leo, the guy whose nectar we saw downstairs. She was a very prolific painter and she helped us a lot. She was doing opportunities, and if you don't know, those painting opportunities can earn you hella coin. But by the way, I love this library. I love that there's so many like sculptures in here. This is the Socratic therapy bust, a little thinking man sculpture, which is, if you didn't know, a play on Rodin's The Thinker. This painting is like the architectural drawings of Il Duomo, which here in Monte Vista is, I think, the business center, but it's based off of the real Duomo or church in Florence. Anyway, little sculpting gnome. But back outside through these doors, this is one of the tower rooms as well, using it as a study and a painting room. And then through here, another hallway. Yes, there are just two bedrooms on this end of the house. This is a very blue one. Bathroom attached. This is custom content. And then the other bedroom is right here, sort of similar to the butler's room downstairs. Oh, is that actually, this is actually the butler. She should not be in here, but that's okay. You can sleep in here. There's plenty of bedrooms. We have these pictures. I think her name's Monroe. She did not have an Italian name, so I'm assuming that's when we were in Sunset Valley, third gen probably. Okay, we got the third floor landing. Very yellow up here. Let me take you through these doors first. This is the fourth and final kitchen. This is sort of the baking area. This baking stand is from the Sims 3 store. And then going out through here, let me take you through here first. This is like the room of requirement. Just a random collection of skill items. We got a sculpting station, science thing, all this stuff. Easter Island dudes, that's what they look like to me. There is this tower room, and there's a staircase leading up to the fourth floor tower. I put this in here because I'm like, oh, if we have a sim who's a witch, I feel like witches is always up in some tower, just mixing shit. For now, it's pretty empty. There's not really anything going on. Okay, and then through here is another little like chill and relax, sort of like an informal living room, but it has a billiards table. I really like how this turned out. Medium to light woods. The fireplace continues all the way from the first floor to the third floor. So it's the same room in each, if that makes sense. We got some plaques on the wall from like career stuff, I think. Medals. There's a tiny little bathroom off of that. And let's go back out here. On the other side, this is sort of where it gets interesting. There's a long hallway. right? This first door off to the left is just a spare bedroom. It's pink, given Barbie core. A lot of sketches and stuff in here. And then down the hall through these doors on the left, this is the gym. And I love how when you walk in, it's just a dude flexing. You know immediately what it is, right? Couple weight machines, treadmills. I would kill for a home gym. That would be so cool. Going out. Okay, off to the right, a bathroom. Little Napoleon dudes in here. And then if we go through these doors, sort of an awkward shaped hallway, this is the art gallery. It is a work in progress. Basically any art I don't use or I don't really like, I just put in here. But eventually I would like this to be full of a variety of different artwork, just because if I really like a piece of art, I'll hang it in the house, you know? Same with the sculptures and stuff. Otherwise, it just collects in our inventories. And in that case, I usually just take it over to the actual art museum and put it in there. But that is what purpose this is serving currently. It's just not really like decorated or anything. And then, okay, let me take you through these doors. Yes, this is the wedding area. And there's 3 rooms here. First is sort of what I guess would be a reception area. A ton of tables over here because there is the buffet off of this and tables to put a wedding cake and stuff. And then if we go through this fancy little archway, this is where the wedding arch is. Yes, more sculptures. Luckily, this one was not destroyed by that werewolf if you saw my last current household episode. And I like how this little statue is basically like the officiant, because he is Socrates and he has wise things to say. So definitely a lot of church vibes, but I like how if you look through this little hallway, this sculpture is saying cheers, toast, bravo, because we finished the house tour. I don't think I'm missing anything. Out here, we do have a balcony. I thought that, you know, whenever we have wedding guests come over, they can just come out here, have some nectar, eat our food and stuff. And then down here is basically just random, a few statues, pizza oven, an easel. And honestly, I think that's it. The house is definitely set back on the lot, but I like it that way. So like I said, download link will be in the description. Just beware that there is some custom content in here, some stuff from the Sims 3 store. This was actually just like my second time really building a house. It definitely turned out better than I expected, but if you have any questions, let me know down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.